being real. And when you think about friendships and relationships, you definitely have a picture in your mind of what it is that you're looking for when you talk about friends who are real, who are authentic. The question is, how did you get there? What was the process? Because a lot of times we find acquaintances move to friends who become like family, and it wasn't that we put them on a 10-step program to becoming my bestest friend. It just kind of happens. And I think it's erroneous to think that some people fit and some people just don't. I do think there are things that we can do that increase the odds that somebody who is an acquaintance of ours becomes closer to us. And so as Christ followers, some of that lands on us to be the people who model authenticity. You think about the people that you're closest to, and over time you got more and more comfortable with them. They saw maybe you respond to a situation that wasn't you at your very best, and you noticed that they didn't condemn you, that they didn't separate themselves from you, that your temper or maybe some of your idiosyncrasies didn't weird them out, and they just stuck, and you felt more comfortable with them as you were more known to them, and they didn't reject you. That's part of how we get close to people. In the Gospel of John, Jesus is moving into his final hours on this earth with his ministry culminating in what he was going to do for us on the cross. And with his disciples in those last few hours, he told them lots and lots of things, how that they should hold on to who he is and what he's poured into them. But something kind of stands out to me along the idea of being real. He said, I no longer call you servants, because a servant does not know his master's business. Instead, I've called you friends. And I don't know that that means that at that moment he just switched calling them servants to calling them friends, but there was a transition and he was referring to it. But he goes on and he tells us why he changed how he referred to these men. He says, because the servant doesn't know his master's business. Instead, I've called you friends, for everything that I have learned from my Father, I have made known to you. That being real is us saying, no more masks. I'm not going to be the person that I think you think I should be in this environment or in this set of circumstances or around these specific people. I'm just going to be me. And what Jesus was saying even more intently was, I'm going to pass on to you what I received from my Father. And so as we who are disciples who make disciples, if we want real friends, if we want people that we can lean on when times are tough, pass along the things that you learn about yourself, pass along the things that you learn about your faith, but more importantly, pass along the things that you learn about Jesus. As you depend and fail forward sometimes, those life lessons are incredible. And when you share those things, the things that you have learned about Jesus, the people who are around you listen deeply, because they know in those places where you share what you've learned, you're letting them in. They're in the circle. They're no longer on the outside. They're no longer acquaintances, but your friends.